Hello, it's Chris Word. Today's video, it's aimed at directors of personal services companies. So the directors that may have been affected by the legislation change, the IR35 tax legislation change. So the IR35 reforms have affected a lot of people, a lot of self-employed individuals who are working out of their own personal limited companies, sort of personal services companies. This could be IT contractors. We've done lots of work with people from the banking sector, software contractors, and it's basically when someone's working relationship with a client is more like between an employee and an employer. So you may have a personal services company, but you work for one person throughout the year, set hours. That now may fall within IR35. So the IR35 tax legislation, it was created to ensure that contractors who operate out of these personal service companies, these limited company structures, pay the appropriate level of tax. Now, the reforms were due to come into the private sector in April last year. But due to COVID, the reforms have been put back and they're now coming into force in April 2021. So how does IR35 affect your options when coming to close your limited company down? So the regulations are coming into force very soon. So a lot of people out there are considering what that means for you and your company, and do you need to close your limited company structure? So if you're a contractor currently operating through a personal services company and you feel that these changes may well impact you, it's definitely worth having a chat with us and sort of getting a plan and a strategy in place, because closing a company can be a big deal, and there's a lot of things that you need to check before you make that decision. So there are generally two options to consider, and it goes back to the question that we've answered a few times: is your personal services company solvent or insolvent? Now, if the business is solvent, what that means is you can pay off the debts and then you can close the company. So if you pay off all the debts and there's not really any money left, it'll be worth considering to strike the company off. And that's where you fill in a DSO1 form, you send it into company's house, and if nobody objects, your company is removed from the register inside 3 months. That's if you can pay off all your debts and there's not really any money left. Now, if you can pay off all your debts and you've got over £25,000 worth of assets left, this could be cash. In fact, for most personal service companies, it is cash. You might want to consider doing something called a members voluntary liquidation, or an MVL for short. And this is where you approach an insolvency practitioner. They'll charge you a couple of thousand to do the job. And this is the most tax efficient way of getting that money out of the company and dispersing it to shareholders. Now, if the business is insolvent, so insolvent is you can't meet your debts when they fall due, or you've got no use for the company going forward. So you might owe corporation tax, you might owe pay as you earn, you might owe VAT if you was over the VAT threshold. You may have taken out a bounce back loan, and because there's no work, you're going to struggle to pay that. Now, if you're insolvent, what you want to be looking at doing potentially is a creditor's voluntary liquidation, and that's where you approach an insolvency practitioner and you formally and legally close the business down. Now, in a creditor's voluntary liquidation, all unsecured company debts are written off. So that would include all HMRC arrears, that would include your bounce back loan. Now, before you make that decision, a lot of personal service companies that we've dealt with over the past few months, it's really important that you check, do you have an overdrawn director's loan account? And if you've got an overdrawn director's loan account, how can you deal with that should you go into liquidation? So if there's anything that you'd like to ask me, drop it in the comments below. If there's something I've said today that's made you think I'd like some more information on that, you can send me a message, you can give us a call, you can go on our website. Thank you very much for listening to me. If this has helped you out, or if you know that this would help somebody, please like and please share the video. Thank you for your time and have a lovely day. Goodbye.